Hello, one more time. Today we're going to go through the guide for the Unit 16 vocabulary and grammar exams. Also listening. So the vocabulary that you have to study is this one. It's at the beginning of Unit 16 and you already know it.
Page
Okay?
160, Unit 16. Get ready. Words. A. Listen and say the words. Then listen and read the sentences.
Sleepover.
Staying the night outside.
Outlandish.
Very strange.
Tiptoe.
Quickly. Walking
Creepy.
on your toes.
Snuggle.
Yes.
Uncontrollably.
Without any control.
Upright.
In a vertical position.
Nocturnal.
Alive during the night.
Peculiar.
Very, very unique.
Apprehensively.
Nervously.
Metamorphose.
To transform.
Twinkle.
Lighting.
Dynamic.
Up and down. Dynamic with a lot of
One.
with a lot of energy. The good thing to do here is to study the words and know some kind of synonyms, okay? The other vocabulary that you have to study for this one is the vocabulary that you find in the next page, briefly, very short, chattering, speaking, something not very important. Gripped, remember, is to hang strongly. Removing, take away. Staff, the person ill that works in a company. Weaving, what you do, what the spiders do, okay? They weave their webs. I'm also going to add to this vocabulary 2 words from the spelling that are in the exam, that are lazy, that is a word that you already know, and aroma, that is very, very easy. Now, you can practice the vocabulary very easily in your platform. Okay, let's go to the platform. And here we have Unit 16, get ready, words. This means vocabulary, okay? And we have number 1. The forest was full of strange noises. We already said that strange are outlandish. The stars were shining in the midnight sky. Something that does this with light is twinkling. He went to his friend's house for an overnight stay. Staying with your friends at night means sleepover. Number 4, the caterpillar will be transformed into a butterfly. Transform, metamorphose. He thought the dark shadows were frightening. A synonym of frightening is creepy. Owls are nighttime birds. They sleep in day, so they are nocturnal. She walked quietly out of the room without waking her grandma. Tiptoe, walking on your toes. We heard a strange noise and glanced nervously behind him. Nervously, apprehensively. Okay, so let's check. And then we got all them correct. Okay, next exercise. Snuggle upright in a vertical position, gripped. To do this, chattering, speaking, non-important things, peculiar, unique, dynamic with a lot of energy, uncontrollably without any control, briefly, very short. So the children were happily about their weekend adventures. They were talking. So chattering, in this case, we need to type. Be careful with your spelling, because if you misspell the word, it would be incorrect. We only had a couple of minutes to talk before the lesson. A couple of minutes, it's a short period, so it must be briefly. Be careful, I was telling you be careful with the spelling, but you can check B-R-E, B-R-I-E, B-R-I-E, F-L-Y, F-L-Y. So it's correct. As soon as I entered the forest, I was trapped. The fear trapped you, so you were gripped. And that was the name of the lesson in the unit, Gripped by Fear. The night was cold and we, under the blankets, las cobijas, what did we do? Snuggle. I was so afraid that my hands were shaking uncontrollably. Without any control. When they shake, you can't control them. It's impossible. The forest at night is an environment. It's full of activity. The clue is full of activity. That means dynamic. I was scared of all the sounds in the forest. Okay, the sounds, in this case, it isn't very clear, but the sounds aren't upright, vertical, peculiar, unique sounds. An owl was sitting very, very, very straight, so upright. And let's check the answers. Good, all of them are correct. Okay, so it's important that you see how useful this platform may be for you to study. And now you can go through the other part that is grammar, but now I want to study grammar in a different way. But before that, check this button that says resources. Is a very important button because you click on it and then you go to all the listenings for all the listening exams. In this case, the listening that corresponds to this exam, Unit 16, is this one. So listen to it. And you can do it in your house.
Unit 16 test. D. Listen to the sentences. Then complete the I wish or if only sentences each speaker would say next.
Okay, in this moment you don't have the exam. So the best way to practice with this audio is to try to write everything down. So you need to, it's like a dictation. You need to listen to it 2 or 3 times and you may be writing something and you skip some words, or you may pause in order to write. Okay, so listen, because you're not going to be completing statements that you don't have. Just copy all of them or repeat them in your minds, okay?
1.
Dina said, I broke my ankle and now
Dina said, I broke my ankle. The ankle is the tobillo in your foot. I broke my ankle
I can't play soccer.
and now I can't play soccer. Okay, so you write all the sentence. What did Dina say? What did Dina say? I broke my ankle, so I can't play soccer. You don't have to memorize them. It's a good idea to repeat them. But you better copy them, okay? It's a dictation. Now, number 2.
2.
Lynn thought, I didn't take my book bag to school.
Lynn thought. She thought. I don't remember it. I didn't take my book to school. No, that wasn't all of it because it isn't a memory work. So go back and listen to it again.
2.
Lynn thought, I didn't take my book bag to school.
I didn't take my book back to school. So write it down. I didn't take my book back to school. Okay.
3.
John said, I didn't know the shortest route to the library.
I didn't know the shortest route to the library.
4.
Nikki said, I forgot to take my map, so I'm
Nikki said, I forgot to take my map. So
lost.
So I'm lost. So if you use this resource in your platform, you will do an excellent job in the listening test. Okay? So now I'm going to stop sharing this document and I'm going to share a different one to check grammar. Okay? This is the grammar guide. Okay, something that you have to remember in the if and I wish lesson is that they are always telling you the opposite meaning. So if you say, if only I had a pet, the opposite meaning is that I don't have a pet or you don't have a pet, okay? If you say, I wish I hadn't forgotten my lunch at home, it means you forgot your lunch or I forgot my lunch. So pay attention to this opposite meaning because I'm going to be asking you if it's true or false. So in this case, I could ask, if only I had a pet. I don't have a pet. True or false? True. Okay. But if I say, if only I had a pet, I have a pet, that is false. Okay. Next, you have to check that a situation in the present, okay, in a situation in the present, you have to change the verb to past. So if it says, I'm not good at sports, the verb is am, you have to say, I wish or if only. You already know that you can use them indistinctively. No matter, it's the same if you say I wish or if you say if only. The important thing is this one. Let me do some annotations. Okay, the important thing is this one. I was good. Okay, because the verb I am, in past I was. Okay, because it's a present situation, you change the verb to past. In this case, Jim has problems. It's in present. So you have to change the verb in past and into negative. In the first one, it's I'm not, I was. So change the verb into past and affirmative. In this case, it's in affirmative. You change it into past and negative. In some other time, I told you that it was like if we were playing to change things because we're changing from affirmative to negative, from present to past. Okay, imagine it as a game and it will be a good idea. Okay, number 2, a situation in the past. Okay, if the situation is in the past, you have to change the verb to past perfect. Past perfect is the past of the past, a situation that happened before another situation in the past. Okay, so it says, I failed math, reprobé. This is in the past. So the past of I failed is I hadn't, and in negative, if only I hadn't failed. The past perfect always has hadn't, had, or hadn't. Okay? And then following verb in past participle. Here we have the verb. I didn't have your mail. This is a mistake here. I didn't have, or our mail, it may work. But the important part is this one. I didn't have. This is in past negative. So I wish I had had. And I wanted to give you this example because we have to remember that the verb have has two different meanings. The first one here, if only I had, si tan solo hubiera. And the second have is the past participle of have, that is tenido. So the verb have has two meanings, haber and tener. En todos los tiempos perfectos, siempre tenemos un have conjugado, puede ser have, has, en pasado had. And it means hubiera. The second verb es tener. In past participle, tenido. If only I had had your mail. Si tan solo hubiera tenido tu mail. Okay? So this is the core of the lesson. But of course, you have to study in your books. You have to go through the books, through the lessons, and also through the PowerPoint presentations that I already sent. Okay? I wish this is good for you. Bye.